right, I got another banger for you here. We are talking about why the Bills and the Commanders have this much, a donut chance, zero chance to make the Super Bowl. I'm going to go over the reasons. I got about 3 to 4 reasons, maybe even more, on why they have zero chance to making it and why the Chiefs could actually win the Super Bowl, okay? So let's talk about it. I'm going to dive into the NFL conspiracy and talk about what happened with Joe Mixon yesterday. I did a separate video on that, but how they're trying to silence people speaking out against all these NFL refs, bad officiating, how some of the mainstream guys are talking about how this conspiracy is actually, well, they're kind of hinting at it. They can't come out and say it, but they're already talking about bad officiating, right? They can't come out and say the NFL's fixed. Some of these mainstream white-collar sheeps, they can't talk about it. But I want to dive into this, guys, with you guys. I know a lot of you guys have been watching my videos the past couple of days and enjoying this content. If you guys want the truth of sports, you want fantasy football, hit the subscribe button and drop a comment below. Is the NFL fixed? What do you guys think? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? I'm going to give you guys my prediction here at the end again. But I just love talking about this because so many people are ready for the NFL playoffs. I mean, we're talking Bills and Chiefs this weekend. We're talking Commanders. We're talking Eagles. It's a big weekend. So let's dive right into it. I love diving into it. Again, all I ask is that you consider subscribing here if you want the truth to sports. If you love fantasy football, if you love NFL news, I'm going to be adding more. It was more of a fantasy channel. I'm going to be adding more the news aspects and the truth to sports as well, more into this channel. So hit the thumbs up, turn on the bell, and drop a comment below. I want to make this ultra interactive. I'll try to get to as many as I can. Okay, guys? It really helps the channel and gets the message out because the mainstream's not talking about this. We want to get this message out to the masses, okay? So let's talk about this. Why don't the Bills have a chance to make it to the final? Now, I hope I'm wrong. I'm going for the Bills. I'm rooting for the Bills. I'm in the Northeast. I'm close to Buffalo. I'm about half an hour away from the stadium, okay? Maybe a little bit longer. But listen, I'm actually going for the Bills. I want to get that out. And I'm actually a Jayden Daniels fan. If you ask me, I would rather see Josh Allen and Jayden Daniels in the final, okay? Because we've seen a lot of, Jalen Hurts. We've seen too much of Pat Mahomes. I think the entire nation, the entire country is going against the Chiefs, understandably so, because of the bad officiating and the fixes in. Now, there was a recent comment. I'm not going to quote exact verbatim, but I think they asked Pat Mahomes, they said, do you think that you are being favored by the refs? He goes, no, nah. I can't do the Kermit accent exactly like him. But he's basically saying, no, he doesn't feel that way. He's out there to play ball. I don't know the exact quote. I'll have to pull it up. But listen, Pat Mahomes is in on, I don't think he's in on it. I think he's aware that the refs are favoring him. But going back to my other point, why don't the Bills and the Commanders have a chance? Well, the narrative, the money, follow the money. There's more money to be made if the Eagles and the Chiefs play. Why? You got the Swifties or Swifters or whatever the hell they're called. Okay, you've got those guys, right? Or girls or whoever's following them, all right? Then you've got the whole Kelsey narrative, the brothers. That's a good story. Oh, well, Jason played for the Eagles. Who's he going to cheer for? Is he going to be cheering for his brother? Is he going to be cheering for his old team? Just a good spin. They are really building up, and they have been building up Kelsey and Kelsey for a long time. And I don't like Jason Kelsey at all. I don't like Travis for that matter either. But somehow, some way, these guys have sold their souls, and they're all part of it, man. They're all part of it, and they just keep pushing these guys. It's just hard to imagine that you're not going to have the Eagles play the Chiefs, okay? Just because of how much they've built these guys up. That's another reason. Another thing, it's like, you've got Saquon Barkley having this astronomically great year, MVP candidate and all that, and you've got him built up. So you've got him built up just based on talent, explosiveness. He's going to be exciting to watch. Nobody wants to see whoever the running backs are for the Commanders. Eckler, like who's the running back there? Brian Robinson, like nobody cares. Jayden Daniels is interesting, but nobody really cares. Like nobody cares. A.J. Brown. He's been in the league for a while, established himself as a top receiver. Nobody cares about Terry McLaurin. Okay, and then you got the Bills, right? Josh Allen, yeah, MVP, but it's Buffalo, dude. They're good, but it's just it's not that exciting. It's okay, who's their receiver? I'm not going to go watch a Super Bowl to see Khalil Shakir. I'd rather see A.J. Brown. More explosive. Who's their running back? James Cook? Who cares? And some people are getting angry at me because the Bills fan James Cook had a really good year. And yeah, he did. But he's no Saquon. And Khalil Shakir ain't no A.J. Brown, I'll tell you that much, right? So it's more of it's a popularity contest. It's a city thing as well. Philly, crazy fans, wild, rowdy, noisy, bigger fan base, right? They're going to be excited, right? Bills have a crazy fan base too. They're out there, pile driving each other at tailgates and all that. I get it. But I just think that, like, the Chiefs with the whole story, and okay, another thing that's a huge thing, aside from all that, is that you've got this three-peat narrative on top of the Kelce brothers playing each other, on top of Saquon's amazing year, on top of the Swifties, on top of everything else. You've got this three-peat, and then this whole talk that, like, what's his name? Pat Mahomes is going to be the best quarterback of all time, because Brady didn't do this. He had a chance to do this. I think it was 2003, 2004. Brady had a chance to literally, like, have the three-peat, break the record. It's never been done. Now, some people say the Packers did it, between in the 60s, but I think it was the year 1965 didn't count. The NFL era started in 66. I think they won in 67, so it was 2 years. It was 3, but the 1 year didn't count. So there technically is not a three-peat that's ever been done. So this whole fact that they could do a three-peat and they're so close to it, and they've been fixed and rigged to get to this far. It's like they didn't come this far, come this far. Now, what really bothers me is you got to really watch this game closely, the Bills and the Chiefs particularly. What really bothers me is that when you look at, I don't have the exact stats in front of me, statistically this year, the Chiefs just aren't that good on all metrics, and they were pulling games out of their, their rear end, barely winning games. And it's like, that's the difference when these refs have calls in their favor, like extreme roughing the passer calls that gets them an extra 15 yards or whatever. It just completely changes the element of the game, right? So, it's got to be blatantly obvious if the Chiefs win that the refs are going to help them win, because I really believe Buffalo's the better team. Bottom line, we're having Josh Allen have a historical season. They're just a better team. They can get it done offensively, right? So, anyway, going back to yesterday, I did a video where Joe Mixon was fined $25,000 for basically saying that the whole world sees this. I'm going to butcher this quote here, but the whole world sees this, and, like, it's us against the refs, basically, is what he said in other words. I go watch the other video I did yesterday on that. So it's like people are waking up, people are aware. Some of the mainstream analysts, I think it was Rich Eisen, came out and said something like the refs need to, pull their crap together. I don't know. Again, I'm misquoting it, but you guys get the idea. Mainstream analysts are talking about it. Players are kind of talking about this. The officials are in the favor of the Chiefs. Players are seeing it. Like, you got to make this convincing. I watch a lot of UFC, right? And it's like, you can't leave it to the judges. If you want to win an MMA match, a fight, you got to knock the person out, because sometimes they play favorites. I see it all the time. People get title shots that don't deserve title shots, right? And then this whole thing, again, I've talked about this, my other videos, like Mahomes, I think recently came out and said, again, I don't want to quote it. It's like, oh, well, I don't think the refs are, again, I'm butchering this quote as well, but I don't think the refs are helping us at all. It's not like that at all. Like, I'm just out there to play ball. It's like, dude, the refs are helping you. The fix is in. Like, and they are listed as an entertainment company. Now, again, I can't wait to the end of the month. I bring in Brian Toohey, author of The Fix Is In. He's going to be on the show. We're going to divulge all this stuff, talk about it in more detail. He's the expert on this. But I've been seeing this for years, man. And going to the Commanders as well, it's like Jayden Daniels, yes, is the face, right? Like, he could be the face of the NFL, such a great talent, great player. But again, it's just going to that storyline. It's like, I just don't see them in the finals. Again, that whole narrative, like maybe Chiefs and Commanders, Commanders and Chiefs, that whole narrative after this new election and Trump coming in and all that, Commander Chief, the whole, I don't know, man. I just don't see the Commanders making it. I just don't see the Bills making it for the reasons I stated. It's just, there's too much money involved. It's like, and why would you, as an NFL, ruin the opportunity to make so much money and get more eyeballs? Going back to that other game where the Texans played the Chiefs, I think that game broke the record for most watched game as a playoff game, the Texans and the Chiefs. Big part of it is that these Swifties are coming in and getting extra eyeballs, right? And people are tuning in to watch if it's rigged. I'm only watching, the main reason I'm watching is to see and pick apart all of these bad officiating calls to reaffirm that I'm right, and you guys are right, because a lot of people are actually like, dude, this is fixed. So I really want to get your feedback here. What do you think? Do you think the Bills, the Commanders have a chance? Again, I just don't see it. Too much superstar power on the other teams. And Khalil Shakir, do I really care, on the Bills? Do I care? I'd rather see A.J. Brown. You know, and then you got the Kelsey superstardom, and then you got the Pat Mahomes and the three-peat and the Swifties, and it's just too much going on in the favor the Chiefs win, okay? And it's going to be obvious. So make sure you guys do watch close, because it's going to be blatantly obvious that the refs are going to help, because I think the Bills are a better team. They're going to be pushing them, and there's got to be some explicitly obvious calls that are going to just go in the way of the Chiefs. They're just going to make it stand out. Now, I did a post on my Insta. If you're not following my Insta, I just did a post there, and basically what that was a repost of a video from when the Eagles played the Chiefs, and Juju basically went for a touchdown or something, and it was like a holding call or something. Go watch it on my Instagram. Anyway, it was a blatant call that favored the Chiefs, with Juju was involved and stuff like that. And anyway, it was so obvious. And it's like, if the NFL's smart, they would let the Bills win, because people are catching on. So watch that game closely. I've given you guys my reasons, and I want to get your feedback here. Any other reasons? There's just too much cash on the line for the NFL to just let the Bills and the Commanders go. The other teams have more star power, and it's just like three-peat and all the other reasons I stated. Let me know what you guys think. Love to get your feedback. And the fact that they're silencing players and fighting them for speaking the truth or wanting to speak the truth is almost also reassuring to me that the fix is 100% in, okay? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment, smash it, tap it, slap it. I'll keep these SUV rants going for you here to pick up my kids from school. Appreciate you guys, and turn on the bell, and more content coming your way. It's going to be a wild weekend, and watch these games closely, because the fix is in. And you guys heard it. Chiefs, Eagles, Super Bowl, and I believe the Chiefs win. We'll talk soon, guys. Let me know what you think. Appreciate it. I'm going to keep the rants going. I'm out.